Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Full Credit to Not Another Kale and Ponga Suck Off podcast. I'm your special guest, former legend. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and that flogged out fleshlight platform that is Blue Sky at former_legend. And let's kick off with what caught my senses in the past 7 days, boys. And it's this, I don't know if you heard about this, missing giraffe on the loose in Texas. Don't sweat it, boys. I'm not going to joke about a missing magician or anything. No, it's a missing giraffe named Gracie who escaped from a private ranch in Texas and wandered around for 14 days before she was found over 4 miles away from her home. Gracie's a 9-year-old, so immediate thoughts when a 9-year-old goes missing is that Epstein wasn't dead. But the beast, who stands at over 10 feet tall, was found and then had to be sedated by vets and a hood thrown over her head. Jeez, a hood thrown over her head in Texas. Even the fucking giraffes are fucking racist down there. Anyway, they sedated her, they put her in the back of a truck and got 3.5 miles from home before they went under a bridge. Anyway, enough of that. Time to do a rapid recap of round 17, which is, of course, nudist round, where the NRL celebrated the nudist fans of the NRL. And to commemorate such an occasion, every fan who turned up nude got in for free. In its 5th year this year, it was a massive success. Oh, except obviously in Canberra where nothing is massive in the nude down there. So let's start on Thursday night at Spermbank Stadium, where the Rabbitohs beat the Eels 32 points to 12 in a night where, in his 250th NRL game, the milkman Mitchell Moses showed his shit Origin form was no fluke with another mediocre performance. He has now lost all of his 5 major milestone games. His 50th, his 100th, his 150th, his 200th and his 250th. And Moses' form seemed to affect big dick Eels supercoach Jason Riles, who completely lost his shit at one stage in the box. TV cameras caught him bashing his walkie-talkie into the desk, smashing his fist straight through the wall of the coach's box. He later gave a scathing review of his team, declaring the performance wasn't good enough to beat a park football side. The Dragons coach Dean Young asked who this park football side was that Riles was talking about, as he wouldn't mind organising a game with them. Mitch Moses was asked if the Eels can play that park footy team for his 300th game. Friday, and the Bulldogs beat the lukewarm Titans team 30 points to 12 at Bang Bus Super Stadium. Apparently moving Clitter Clyton to 5/8 is the positional move that has the Dogs back in contention for the semi-finals after 2 wins on the trot. That's as long as you're willing to overlook the fact that one of those sides is running second last that they beat with just 4 wins, and that team still managed to put 3 tries on the Dogs. To be fair, Clyton had 4 try assists against one of the great NRL defensive units in the game. In the Gold Coast. So fuck it, the Dogs are going to win the grand final. Oddly, Titans coach Josh Hannay said his team simply looked a little young compared to the Bulldogs, which might explain why Jeff Epstein was a massive Titans fan while we talk about him. The second game on Friday was up at Pauline Hanson Stadium, where the Roosters put the final nail to the coffin of the Broncos, beating the defending premiers 24 points to 18 in a rain-soaked clash. The Broncos fought bravely to lead 16-12 at half-time and then kicked an early second-half penalty goal before putting the cue in the rack, thinking that would be enough to win the game, before the Roosters scored a couple of tries and secured the 2 points. And that hasn't deterred coach Madge Maguire, who still reckons his team can go all the way. Admittedly, Madge still thinks Elvis is alive and Harold Holt is only days from returning, so he might be the best judge. The game was marred by an incident in the 20th minute. Roosters prop Joan Collins attempted to murder Brisbane's Xavier Willison with a brutal high shot. Willison failed his HIA immediately and was ruled out of the match. Collins was placed on report, triggering mass outrage from the Brisbane crowd, who demanded a sin bin or a public hanging. The first game on Super Saturday was at Stefanovic Stadium, where the Dolphins got their 8th win on the trot, beating the Warriors in one of the games of the year, 26 points to 24. The clash extended an unbelievable trend between these two sides, with their last 6 games decided by an average margin of just 2.7 points. 2.7 points is also how many points St George are expected to end up on the premiership table this year. Remarkably, the Warriors have now lost 3 of their past 4 games, all by exactly 2 points. The most significant and devastating moment of the afternoon came when young Dolphin star halfback Isaiah Katoa suffered a suspected broken wrist. And as someone who relies a lot on a wrist action these days, boys, my heart goes out to him. On the upside for the Dolphins, Jermaine Asako maintained his record of scoring points in every single game he's played for the Dolphins, and by slotting his goals and crossing for a double in this game, he officially passed Corey Parker to become the highest ever point scorer at Suncorp Stadium with 751. But thankfully he'll never go past Corey's record of number of glass eyes he puts to sleep whenever he talks. The second game on Super Saturday saw the Cowboys beat the Panthers 26 points to 12 at Queensland Cunt. Yep. Nah, I'll call you back. Yeah, all good. Just do something for the boys. Yep, good. Yep. Okay, see ya. Rebank Stadium. The Panthers turned in an uncharacteristic handling horror show, completing just 62% of their sets. Commentators labelled it as the worst ball handling performance since Lorena Bobbitt. Up until Saturday night, Jason Taumalolo milestone matches have been notoriously cursed. He lost every single major milestone game of his career, including his first, his 50th, his 100th, his 150th, his 200th, his 250th, and his club record 295th appearance a couple of weeks ago. But he finally cracked the record when the Cowboys got a win for his 300th and was close to best on ground, dominating the Panthers forwards. The absolute highlight off the field on this one was Panthers coach Ivan Cleary's post-match Ricky Stewart impersonation in the press conference, which went viral for its brutal brevity. Cleary stating a grand total of 13 words in 94 seconds. Let's not forget, 94 seconds was how long Ivan was coach on the Tigers bus for. In the press conference, he stated, "I don't have many really. It wasn't great." And, no, he didn't. And, correct. And that was it. The final game on Super Saturday saw the Sea Eagles belt the Storm at Foreskin Park 30 points to 4 in the annual Battle of Four Skins. Hamali Olakawatu left the Storm defence looking like boys versus men early in the game. He ran through Melbourne's line like Tui's old going through my guts on a Saturday night to score 2 identical tries in the first 10 minutes of the match. It wasn't all great news for Manly though. Luke Brooks looked to have had a season-ending ACL injury, and boom rookie half Joey Walsh was then put on report for a hip-hop.
The hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie, say up jump the boogie.
Sorry, hip drop. Sunday, and the Raiders beat the bye at GM Cold Stadium in front of 2,000 seemingly homeless bums. Unbelievably, the bye were up 10-6 at halftime in this one, and with 10 minutes to go, they were within 2 points until the man with hands like cymbals, Tyrell Sloan, dropped the ball, allowing Tom Starling to cross and win the game for the Raiders. Everyone except the New South Wales Police were cheering for that try. But the biggest talking point of the match happened in the 55th minute during Xavier Savage's second long-range try. Replays clearly showed Raiders centre Simi Susagi getting a hand to Kyle Flanagan's pass, deflecting it forward into Savage's path. Despite a seemingly obvious knock-on, the bunker controversially cleared the play and greenlit the try. It's had the NRL come out this week and admit that the call was wrong and have them considering removing all of the bourbon from the bunker minibar. And the final game of the round saw the Knights beat the team of destiny, the West Tigers, 26 points to 10 at Tom Jones Stadium. If errors were lollies, then every one of the 18,000 fans would have been type 2 diabetics by the end of this game, as there were more mistakes than a Western Sydney abortion clinic. Look, I agree, that's a pretty rough joke, but at one stage the Knights' completion rate sat at a laughable 9 from 18 sets, letting the Tigers control the game at that point. The Knights were going so bad that Bradman Best changed his name at halftime to Michael Clark Pretty Fucking Ordinary. But predictably, West eventually trod on their own dicks to let Bradman Best run 100 metres and score the match winner in the 74th minute. So that's round 17 wrapped up, boys. A round where the Knights and the Tigers have been accused of being sleeper cells for rugby union. Ivan Cleary said 12 words too many. And most of the Broncos tried to figure out which team they'd like to go to. Back to you in the Nathan Brooks Memorial Studio.